ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितमेन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिसिद्धान्त सरस्वती इति नामिने श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दैतायकिपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिद श्रीगौरकरुणा शक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्री मूर्तये दिनतारिणे रूपानुगविरुद्धाप सिद्धांत ध्वंतहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षात् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बर शाम्बोधे पादं भुजायते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते गौराविर्भावभूमेस्त्वं निर्दिष्टा सजना प्रिय वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतुषे नमः। नित्यानन्दमहं वन्दे कर्णेलम्बितकुण्डलं चैतन्याग्राजरूपेण पवित्रीकृतभूतलं पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारभक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। नीलाचलनिवासाय नित्याय परमात्मने बलभद्रसुभद्राभ्यां जगन्नाथाय ते नमः। उग्रं वीरं महाविष्णुं ज्वलन्तं सर्वतोमुखं नृसिंहं भीषणं भद्रं मृत्युर्मृत्युं नमामि। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जयतां सुरतौ पंगुर मम मंदमतेर्गते मत्सर्वस्वपदाम्भोजौ राधा मदनमोहन दिव्यावृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमाद श्रीमद्रत्नगार्ह सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवौ पृष्ठालिभिषेव्य मनोस्मरामि। श्रीमान् रासरसारम्भे वंशिवटतटस्थित कर्षणवेणुर्शनैर्गोपी गोपीनाथ श्रियस्तु नः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. नाम्नामकारि बहुधा निज सर्वशक्ति तत्रार्पित नियमित स्मरणेन काल एतादृशी तव कृपा भगवन् ममापि दुर्दैवमीदृशमिह जानिनानुराग. So we're discussing from Sikshastakam by Sriman Mahaprabhu, and as we discussed, the results of chanting holy name that we get in our life, and the names of Lord, names, different forms of names, and with that, Bhagavan Sri Krishna and his names are identical, non-different, and being non-different, still Srinam are more merciful than Bhagavan himself, and we are the pastimes of Bhagavan Sri Krishna, how he himself came to serve the devotee who was serving his names. And एक कृष्ण नामे करे सर्व पाप नाशन प्रेमेर कारण भक्ति करे न प्रकाशन. Just by chanting single name, all our sins accumulated in life after life is just vanished. So then question comes that if one name is more than enough for rectifying all our sins, all our aparad, then how aparad going to be going, how this nama aparad can create any obstacles in the life of in our life? Because if Krishna's names are so powerful, then how come this nama aparad is creating disturbances, creating obstacles? How that can be? Because when we see by all examples, by writings of all our acharyas, even all Puran and Itihas, even Upanishad, Mahabharata, Niti Shastra, Dharma Shastra, Griya Sutra, all explains the glories of holy name, and the holy name being independent from all other forms of bhakti or all other limbs of offering devotional service to Lord, all other paths of attending Lord. Holy names, Sri Krishna Nama, Sri Nama are, Sri Nama is independent and it's above all. So how aparad, Sri Nama aparad can actually be obstacle when Krishna Nam is all powerful, that just by chanting his names, just by chanting Mahamantra, Krishna becomes subordinate to his devotee. Krishna is just keen to help those devotees, those who are serving holy name. Krishna is so willing to serve the devotees, those who are chanting holy name, are chanting Krishna Nama, are chanting Mahamantra. Then how it is possible that Nama Aparad could be obstacle in our path? How Nama Aparad is creating those disturbances in achieving that Prema Bhakti? So it's like the cloud, more than that, the fog covers sun for us. We cannot see sun when cloud is there. When everywhere it's foggy environment, we cannot see the sun. that doesn't mean the fog or those clouds are able to uh, cover the sun. It's just they are covering our vision. It's not that sun is being covered by fog or by clouds. It's our vision is being covered by the fog or by clouds. Because of that, we cannot see the sun. It's not that sun, oh, sun got covered by clouds. Now there is no more sun. So it's sun is so far from us, and fog or cloud they are more near to us. So our vision just get blocked, that we cannot see the sun. Maybe somebody is just inside the room, all doors and windows closed and curtains are closed. So it's dark from him in midday also. It's 12 at midday. And a person may think, oh, looks like today this curtain, they covered the sun. So there's no more sun around. But that's not true. It covered that our vision and our level of understanding is so low, we are in so degraded form. Our level of understanding, we are manda buddhi. Our level of understanding is degraded so much that we cannot just take open that curtain and open that uh, door or window so we can see sun is there. It's problem with us. So similarly, this nama aparad, it's not actually it's not actually uh, covering the glories of holy name, but it's because of nama aparad we accumulate so much dust in our heart that we cannot relish that taste of holy name. And that nama aparad is creating problem in us. It's not that nama aparad is creating some some obstacle in the path of bhakti, but it's accumulating those aparad in our heart, makes us that we cannot see the path of bhakti clearly, and we start more and more indulged in aparad, so that we cannot get the taste in holy name, and slowly we may uh, take ourselves away. The waves of Maya may wash us away from that path of bhakti. So that's the most uh, difficult situation. So then how? Okay, we can take example. There's somebody very rich guy, maybe king. So king have everything that he can give to his people, but maybe some uh, he have that enough wealth to make a person rich, but he can give anything. But he is not giving because the citizen is not good. He is not in the form. He is not uh, really following the rules and regulations. He is not following the what king orders, so he didn't give the wealth. That doesn't mean that king is not qualified enough or king is not that much wealthy to give some wealth to his citizen. King have that wealth, but it's just not giving because we are not dealing with king according to constitution. So something similarly, it's not that there's some problem with the process or the holy name is not that uh, Krishna Nam don't have that potency to to give mercy, but because we are not following the path correctly, or our heart is being covered with those aparad, those offenses we doing during chanting of Krishna Nam. So we should always try our best to not to indulge in those offenses during chanting the Krishna Nam. So basically, all of us we know the 10 Nama Aparad, including Sadhu Ninda. The first offense is to have, is to just criticize the devotees. So then question comes, what is Sadhu Ninda? Whom we call Sadhu? Who is Sadhu? Basically, there are so many qualities of sadhus mentioned in different scriptures. So, what is the minimum? I mean, whom we should not be criticizing. So, Bhagavan Krishna is very clear in that. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, he says, Api chesu duracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak. Maybe he is indulged with any api chesu duracharo, in all type of durachar, in all types of activities which not supposed to be carried out by a gentleman. So, he is doing all nonsense in this world, but only a quality to become sadhu. Bhajate mam ananya bhak is chanting the name of Krishna. He indulges himself in chanting of Mahamantra, then he is sadhu. Even api chesu duracharo. He may be durachari, he may be indulged in all type of nonsense activities which not supposed to be carried out by a gentleman. But if he is chanting the name of Krishna, then he is sadhu reva samantabhya. He is sadhu. So we are not supposed to criticize them. And must probably have seen with us, including me, when we joined the movement, when we started, we think we started progressing in spiritual life more and more. We are into this movement, more and more we are busy with criticizing the people, those who are chanting holy name of Lord. Oh, this guy is like this guy is like that. I didn't like his eyes. I didn't like his nose. I didn't like how he speaks. Oh, everything is good with him, but I just don't like snoring night time. So we always get some points to criticize about everyone. If we keep looking around, so if we keep looking around that how to criticize somebody, that's in beginning we join Krishna consciousness in beginning of our life. We join this movement in beginning days. We join this mission of Mahaprabhu to change ourselves, and slowly, after a few years, we want to change everything there except changing ourselves. We want to change everything there, just we don't want to change ourselves. So, first aparad and the greatest aparad among all is to criticize the devotees who have dedicated their life for chanting holy name, for propagating this mission around. So we should be aware with this. And second is to consider the demigods like Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, the equal, that is offense. And to be independent from Bhagavan is also offense. So both way it's offensive to consider them to be equal and to consider them to be independent from Bhagavan. Both it's offense. And third comes Guru Rabhagya, considering Guru as a like us, general human being as like us, and disobeying him. Guru gave regulative principles. He keeps telling that I'm okay with this. Yeah, he told it was his duty. He told chant this much of round and do this, do that, don't do this. It's his duty. He did it. Now it's up to me what I need to do, what I not need to do. I'm intelligent than him. I just think on my own. So Guru Rabhagya. And Smriti Ninda. It's like this fourth offense to find fault with Vedic scriptures or Shatwik Puran and other scriptures, because we have that tendency. We don't like something, then we started finding excuse for that. Just we start offending scriptures. We started finding fault in Vedic scriptures. We are over smart than Vyasadev himself. So that is aparadha, because Generally, we have seen, I like this, I don't like this. So, what is not parallelly to my views, my viewpoint, so that I don't like. So, that even if it's from Vedic scriptures, even if it's from Upanishads, I deny that. So, that is aparadha. Sometimes aparadha happens because we misunderstand or misinterpret the Vedic scriptures, and sometimes aparadha happens because it is not in aligned with my thoughts. It is not as per my thought. So we just try to skip that. So generally, this aparadha that happens because of these two things: one, lack of understanding, lack of proper understanding, and next, because it's not going according to what we thought was correct. So I just don't like that part of it. It's like, oh, we have to feed cows, so I just don't like that eating part, but it gives milk, so I just like milking part. So that won't work. Till the time we like eating part of cow, then milking part work. If we don't like eating part, we just like milking part only, then that won't work. So similarly, in Vedic scriptures, just because I always like to eat good food, so I like eating prasadam part of bhakti, and but it takes so much time to offer, and it gets cold by the time we offer it. So I just don't like to offer. Then it's no prasad at all. It's no bhakti at all. You might think, no, oh, food should be served hot, but offering this, that, and serving devotees, everything. Then by the end, sometimes prasadam is not there. Sometimes it's cold, and taste is funny because it already got cold. So maybe I should skip that part, serving to devotees, offering to deities, just cooking and eating. Those two parts I like. So that's no bhakti. There's no bhakti already. And it's already offense. So, Shruti Shastra Nindanam, trying to find faults in Vedic scriptures. And the fifth one is Tad Arthavad, means giving our own interpretation in holy name. Like the fifth offense is to consider glories of holy name to be just exaggerated, maybe thinking, oh, these are Rishi Muni, they didn't have any other work to do, so they were just glorifying like that. Or maybe our acharyas, they were chanting, so they just glorified because they were doing that. So, considering the glories of holy name to be just some interpretation of some person, or just it's exaggerated. So that is fifth offense, and sixth offense is considering the uh, considering this. It says Hari Namni Kalpanam. The sixth offense is to consider the holy name to be imaginary, or um, ascribe one's own imaginary meaning to holy names. Just thinking like, okay, if we chant Krishna Krishna, then it's good for focusing. It's it gives peaceful, it gives calmness. Just making some imaginary ideas for chanting of holy name. And next is indulging oneself in sinful activities in the name of holy name. Okay, Krishna name is there, so we just keep doing everything, just we indulge ourselves in all activities, not following regulative principle, or just a person who have like tendency to commit sinful actions in the strength of holy names, because holy name is able to rectify anything, everything. So just keep doing all our nonsense and say Krishna Krishna, just kill somebody and say Krishna Krishna. Okay, now my all sins are gone. Something like that with the incident that a minister he read Bhagavad Gita, and he read it up to second chapter. So there Krishna says, Nainam Chindanti Shastrani, Nainam Dahati Pavaka, that soul cannot be killed. And he says, Vasam Chitirnani Yathabhyaya, it's just this uh, death, so called death of portion is like just changing dress. Vasam Chitirnani Yathabhyaya. So it's actually there is nothing called death because soul is eternal, cannot be killed. And those who think themselves to be killer or those who think themselves to be killed are fools. Then minister found out quite a good solid reason. So he told, okay, I'm now already Vijay of Bhagavad Gita. He learned all Bhagavad Gita and he just killed his king and became king himself. And people raising question against him, saying, what you did? He says, I did everything according to Bhagavad Gita, because Bhagavan Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Nainam Chindanti Shastrani Nainam Dahati Pavaka. You cannot kill anybody. Those who consider themselves to be killing, or those who thinks is being killed are fools. You guys are fools. Nobody can kill anyone. So that's basically wrong understanding. I mean, there are 18 chapters in Bhagavad Gita, and he ended up with only second chapter and came with not that good conclusion. So killing is no problem at all. So taking Krishna name once is more than enough to rectify all our sins. That doesn't mean we can just keep committing crimes and calling Krishna Krishna. That's serious offense. And eighth, seven, and eighth one is considering all other auspicious activities mentioned in Vedic scriptures to be equal to chanting of holy name, to consider like routine religious activities, renunciation, sacrifice, and other ordinary pious activities in this material world in mode of material nature, which we generally do in accordance with mode of material nature, or doing any activities of these fruitive activities which are mentioned in Vedic scriptures to be equal to chanting of Krishna Nam. So this is offense. And ninth offense is to instruct the glories of holy name to faithless person who avers hearing and chanting of holy names is also offense. And tenth one is those who, in spite of hearing all these glories, so we're discussing the glories of holy name since for 5 days. So after hearing all these glories of holy name, still maintain the conception that I am this material body, all these material objects and objects of enjoyment are for my enjoyment, and who display no that love for utterance of holy name is also offense. By hearing all these glories of holy name, still we indulge ourselves in all these worldly activities, and still we are busy with our so-called big things, big achievements, then that is also offense. So we should keep distance with these 10 offenses. Every morning we chant this off, uh, we go through this all those 10 offenses. We remind ourselves we should not indulge ourselves in these 10 offenses. So this is basically we should try to be aware and be fully conscious not to go through these offenses, not to do these offenses, not to indulge ourselves in these offenses. But still, sometimes it just happens like that. We try not to do, but it happens. So unconsciously, it happens. There is way to rectify. So even offenses, these 10 offenses against the chanting of Krishna Nam happens in two ways. One just happens like that we are unconscious, we are not that conscious, it just happens like that. And one is like it happens, okay, let those offense keep happening, we are good with that, we keep chanting also. That's really obstacle in life of bhakti. So if unconsciously sometimes happens, then in Padma Purana, same Padma Purana which uh, talks about these 10 offenses, that very Padma Purana gives way to nullify these offenses. It says, Nama Parada Yukta Nam Nama Neva Harentagam Avishranta Prayuktani Tanyavartha Karanihi. So, all these offenses which happens unconsciously, like we should not criticize anybody, and that keeps coming in our mind, still we are, what happens anyway, it's not criticizing, it's just trying to rectify him. How we can rectify somebody? By talking about him behind him with somebody else. If we have any problem with anybody, then we should just go to him and tell him, because it's the person who should correct, no? Like, okay, if somebody have problem with me, then they should come to me and tell me, then I can rectify it. If somebody is talking behind to somebody else who don't have anything to do with me, so if we are talking with about me to somebody else, if we are talking about him with somebody else, then it's that criticism. Instead, we can just come in front if we have any problem and just, Prabhu, I'm sorry, but I just have problem with these things. So maybe he will consider it offensive for a while, but later we can realize actually it's for my benefit. It's telling it for my benefit. So I need to have correction on that point. And that helps. So there is no offense also. And a person with whom we have problem gets chance to rectify himself, gets chance to correct himself. So here, Nama Parada Yuktanam, Nama Neva Harentagam, Avishranta Prayuktani, Tanyavartha Karanihi. So all this Nama Aparad, if we are unconsciously doing this Nama Aparad, then the best way to get rectified, the best way to uh, rectify those aparad which we did, is to have Avishranti Prayuktam Tanyavartha Karanihi. Chant more and more holy name. Chant more and more Harinam. Make sure that in our whole day we are so busy with chanting Krishna Naham that we don't have to have time to do all these 10 offenses. Just keep chanting, keep chanting. So we indulge ourselves more and more into chanting of holy name, chanting of Krishna Nam. So that's the best remedy to correct all our offenses we did, all our mistakes we did. Just indulge more and more, just put yourself more and more into chanting. That's what Padma Puran says. Make sure there's no spare time to do aparad. That's the best way not to do aparad. Just be always with, in Sangha of Harinam, in association of Harinam. So there's no more time to indulge ourselves in other things which we're not supposed to do. And Sriman Mahaprabhu says, Aneka Lokera Vancha, Aneka Prakara, as seeing this Aneka Lokera Vancha in this material world, every person have different desires. So, Vancha Aneka Prakara, Kripate Karila, Aneka Namera Prachara, Bhagavan, he himself comes to this material world and does different lila, comes in different forms and gives different name. So we can chant in accordance to our desire. Khaite suite yatha tatha namalaya, and make sure that khaite, while eating, while sleeping, anytime desha kala niyama nai sarva siddhi hai, without considering the time, place and circumstances, keep chanting. So this gives sarva siddhi. All type of siddhi we get from this. So there is no restriction, just keep chanting. So even we don't get time to indulge ourselves in those aparadha or any sinful activities. Sarva Shakti Name Dila Kariya Vibhaga Amara Durdaiva Name Nahi Anuraga. Sriman Mahaprabhu himself says to Swarup and Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai that it's so easy to follow this process. But still, it's us, the Jeev of Kali Yuga, don't want to follow. We just feel, it's so easy, we will follow that. I mean, to attain Krishna, just to reach some higher planets, just to reach some, I don't know, maybe moon or Mars, they are preparing since years and years and years, putting so much of effort and everything. And we are talking about getting that Vaikuntha. It's so easy. So we just don't feel like to go through this easy process. When we see something is so easy to get, we just don't have value for that. Just think it's so easy, just chanting holy name, just carry bead bag around and go just by calling Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. It's just by moving this 20-gram tongue, we're going to get Krishna, the supreme controller, the supreme authority. We just don't have that faith. Just to travel from here to Sydney, we have to go through so much effort. We have to reach like 2 hours before to airport. We have to pay for airlines ticket, and we have to sit in airlines, go through all those checkings and everything. And after landing there, again we have to go through all those process and get out from airport. So just to reach Sydney, we have so much of process, and doing nothing just by moving this 20-gram of tongue, we're going to get Krishna. And the student have value for that, because it's so easy, we just don't value it. Maybe if it was like we have to go through all those tapasya, stand on your toe of left foot, stand on toe in the ice somewhere in Himalayas for maybe few hundred years, then we think, oh, it's something serious. We're not getting serious because it's easily available. It's just stretch your hand, get that bead bag, and start moving this 20-gram of tongue, no any effort on that. So we don't have value for that. We are not getting serious into that. So looks like always we need to give some really heavy. We have to be really heavy, so to get serious. So there are those nama aparadha to make us serious. That makes us serious. Because if we don't put something on the top, then we have that human nature, not getting serious at all. It's so easily available. Just we'll get that. Just it's easy. So those dasnam aparadha, we need to be serious, on that case. So we are planning to discuss on all 8 verses of Sikshastakam. Basically, today's last day. So maybe we can just go through at least third slok, because this slok have really something to do with uh, 10 offenses, how we can save ourselves from 10 offenses. Trinadapi sunechena tarorapi saishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. So thinking oneself to be even lower than or more worthless or more insignificant than the grass which has been trampled beneath everyone's feet, being more tolerant than a tree, being prideless and offering respect to all other according to their respective position, one should continuously chant the holy name of Sri Hari. One should kirtaniya sadahari. One should uh, put themselves in the position of chanting always the name of Krishna. So these sloks, there are 4 symptoms observed in sadhaka who chants the name of Krishna to free oneself from all offenses. If we want to be freed from all offenses, then there are 4 symptoms. Those who are freed from all offenses, we can see these 4 symptoms in them. Or if we follow these four rules, then we are freed from all offenses, all thus nam aprad. It's one is humility, and next is one is trinadapi shunichena, humility, and next is tolerance, and fourth one is not expecting any honor and being giving honor to everyone or being respectful to everyone. So if we follow these four rules, if we make these as a regulative principles to follow in our life, then we are freed from all offenses and we started getting the symptoms like natural humility born of complete detachment from material sense gratification. We started getting that quality in us. We started having pure compassion devoid of any envy. We are above this envious nature, and purity of heart started our heart start getting pure, and we are freed from this material false ego, and we get that attitude to respect everyone. We started seeing Paramatma residing in each and everyone, in every heart. We started seeing this Paramatma. We started getting darshan of Paramatma in each and every living entity. It's not just only in human form of life, but in each and every living entity. So we need to develop this. If we develop this, if we just develop these four qualities in us, Trunadapi Sunicena, Trunadapi. So now, if we develop that quality, then there are no more offenses. So to save ourselves from 10 offenses, first in first verse, Sriman Mahaprabhu gives us that what results we achieve by chanting holy name. He explains about that. In second verse, he mentions about the glories of holy name, and in third verse, how we going to achieve those results, how we going to get those results mentioned in first verse by Sriman Mahaprabhu. He gives that process in third verse. If we first give process, then people might not be interested in following them, because if we says Trunadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Saishuna at first and tell them the glories of holy name, maybe people already from first verse itself, okay, this is not book for me. Maybe this sloka the Sriman Mahaprabhu gave is not for me. It's looks like it was not meant really meant for me, because he says we need to be Trinadapi Sunichena. So first he shows the fruit. First, Sriman Mahaprabhu shows the fruit, that by seeing that fruit, we get attracted. And second, he gives the glories. So we get more. First, by seeing that fruit, we start chanting. And then after we started chanting, we try to find the glories. Why I am chanting? So he's giving second shlok. So first he gives what we need to do. Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam. Chant. It's basically Sambandha. And in second slok, he talks about avidya, why we need to chant. And now in third slok, he gives about avidya tattva. He starts chanting how we should do it, how we should. So what, why, and how? Because nowadays people have that tendency. First, they want to see the fruit, then they think about planting tree. Basically, it's we plant tree, then we get fruit. But nowadays, first we have to show people the fruit, convince them, let them taste of it. Then when they are convinced that, oh, it tastes good, then they start thinking about planting it. So Mahaprabhu, knowing that tendency of in general human being, first he told about the result, and then about the glories, and now he is saying there are certain things which we need to follow. And even there, our scriptures, they have given that excuse that even if you are not in this position, even if we are not following this, we are not Trinadapi Shunichena, maybe we are not that humble than a blade of grass, we are not Tarorapi Saishuna, maybe we are not tolerant than a tree. Still, if we keep continuing Kirtaniya Sadari, if we continue chanting name of Lord, these qualities will start developing in us. They will start showing up. So we get more taste in holy name and more we start following, or we start being humble, we start being tolerant. So ye rupa laile nama prema upajaya tahara lakshana suna swarupa ramaraya. Sriman Mahaprabhu, first he says Sikshastakam, and he himself giving commentary on Sikshastakam, especially to Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai, to make us understand. It's not that Swarup Damodar and Ramananda Rai didn't understood what Mahaprabhu really want to say, so he is explaining them, but making them Nimitta is telling to us, if we Yerupe Laile Nama, if we chant Krishna Nam in this Dainya Bhava, it's called Dainya Bhava, in this humble state of mind, that humble state of mind is called Dainya Bhav. If we chant Krishna Nam in this Dainya mood, Dainya Bhav, then Prema Upajaya, so that love starts manifesting in our heart. Tahara Lakshana Suna, Swarupa Ramaraya. So after that, more and more this Lakshana, this humility, this tolerance, this starts manifesting naturally in us. Maybe in beginning we do it out of etiquette, thinking, oh, what people will say if I don't follow these things, if I don't offer obeisances. After seeing Vaishnava, what other people will think? Maybe they'll think this guy is so arrogant and puffed up. So because out of showing that goodness in us, we are following these rules. Maybe in beginning, but slowly following these rules, even out of prestige, even out of etiquette, just to be good person around, we are following this. We are showing that humility. We are trying to be tolerant to show that how big sadhu I am. Even by force, we are trying to show those qualities in ourselves. And if we keep continue chanting Krishna Nam, then these qualities become natural qualities in ourselves. So even by forceful, just maybe just because like show off, we're doing it's good. We should keep continue that and keep continuing in chanting Krishna Nam. So by the mercy of Krishna Nam, those qualities becomes natural in us. That's what Sriman Mahaprabhu says to Swarup Damodar and Ramananda. And it says, Sriman Mahaprabhu says, Urda Bahav Kari, Kai Suna Sarvaloka, Nama Sutra Gati Para, Kanthe Ei Shloka. Whether you put Tulsi beads or not, but make sure that this one specific verse, we put it, we tie it in some rope and we hang it here always. That means we follow it always. Maybe artificially. We should keep following it. We should try practicing it. Try being tolerant, try being humble, and try not to expect any man, any respect, and try to respect everyone. Maybe it's just for showing that I am sadhu, I'm good person, Among all, I'm the best person because I'm humble. Seeing everyone, I'm offering obeisances. Even I'm so hungry, and from core of my heart, I'm just feeling how much these guys have to eat. Still, I'm feeling something like that in core of my heart. Although feeling that, I'm trying my best to serve around, to be good person, the only good person around. Even though that, just keep trying to get those qualities. So one day, by the mercy of Sri Nam Prabhu, those qualities become natural qualities in us. We won't even notice that. We are already really good person. In beginning, we were trying to be a good person to show that how good I am. But slowly, how great saint I am, trying to show that. But slowly, that becomes natural qualities in within, and we don't even notice that. In beginning, we notice that how humble we are, but days will come by the mercy of Holy Name that others will uh, figure it out. Others will notice how humble we are, so that we will get by the mercy of Holy Name. So, why we have to do that? Unwillingly, maybe forcefully, just for show off, whatever it may be. Why we have to follow these four principles? Then Sriman Mahaprabhu says, Yedi Vaishnava aparada uthe hati mata, upade wa chinde taro suki jahe pata. if that Vaishnava aparadha, because following these four principles mentioned in third verse of Sikshastakam, we become free from aparadha, because all 10 offenses are generally being happened. Those aparadha happen from us because we are not following these four principles. So Sriman Mahaprabhu says, if we are not following these four principles, then Vaishnava aparadha, like a mad elephant that is now in a sleeping state, that wake up. Then when that mad elephant wake up, then that going to enter in the garden of bhakti and going to finish everything. Those leaves of bhakti, that plant of bhakti, going to get dry, and we stop getting that taste in bhakti, and we may be carried away with the clutches of Maya, with the waves of Maya. So he says, Dinata manadat ati शिलाक्लप्तः महावृत्तिः भक्ति कल्पनृभिः पाल्या श्रवणाध्याम्बु सेचनैः. So this dainya bhav, this humility should be there when we are humble, we are tolerant, and we are giving respect to everyone. Then this works as a fence to the garden of bhakti. So we should build a strong fence. So by putting that fence should be made out of humility. More humble we are, more that fence is strong. More tolerant we are, more strong the fence is. And that will stop that mad elephant to enter inside the garden of devotion, the garden of bhakti. And our bhakti gets saved. And we should keep watering it, watering that bhakti lata by chanting of Mahamantra, by chanting name of Krishna. So basically here Bhagavan says Trinadapi Sunichana. A devotee should be humble than the blade of grass. So grass, you can say it's of no use at all. If we just see like it's worthless for a human being. And that grass, we just walk around. Here Krishna says, Mahaprabhu says, Trinadapi Sunichana, more humble than the blade of grass, because we walk around, we put our feet on that grass. So when we just take our feet from there, that grass try to stand up. It comes back to its position. So Mahaprabhu says, should be more humble than that. Somebody steps on you, then don't try to raise your head as that grass tries to. Be more humble than that. Trinad api sunichana. More humble than the blade of grass. And see those grass, one should consider themselves worthless than the grass in the ground. One should consider themselves that grass, it's of some use, We can feed to cows, and cows gives milk. I'm so worthless that I cannot be used in anything in this world. I cannot be useful for anyone. I'm so worthless than a grass. Always that humility should be there within, that I'm worthless than a blade of grass. So Trinad api sunichana, more humble than a grass. Consider oneself to be worthless than a grass, blade of grass, and taror api saishunana, more tolerant than a tree. So tree gives everything to us. It gives oxygen basically to breathe, without which we cannot live just for a few seconds. Maybe for a minute we can, but not sure. And trees gives everything. It gives fruits, it gives wood, firewood, and wood to build house. Basically it gives shelter to us. So trees give everything, but it doesn't ask back anything. Well, I'm supplying you everything, and you're such a ungrateful guy, not giving me anything back. just give me this, give me that, at least water me. No, it doesn't ask. It gets dry. If there is no water naturally, then it's just get dry, but doesn't ask for anything. Even tree, they could have asked, no? I'm giving everything to these people and they're so ungrateful. Maybe I stopped giving them. Maybe I show them how powerful I am. Maybe just don't give them oxygen. Maybe, okay, this time just don't give them fruits. No, it never says. Because of that, uh, trees, in all living species, trees are the species which are into their dharma without any return in back, without expecting anything return in back. Because of that, Krishna even says, um, he asks for four things in Bhagavad Gita: patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. So three things they comes from trees. Say Krishna didn't ask anything with us because we are not situated in dharma. But those trees being situated in dharma, Krishna asks from those trees, patram, pushpam, phalam. So these three things comes from them. So our acharyas, they give example that trees, they gives everything to us and we go and chop them off. So while chopping them, sometimes we get tired and the sunny day. So half chopped tree, we are just sitting beneath them, hiding from sun, and still that tree is providing us shade. It doesn't say now, this guy, I'm giving whole life everything to him and he's chopping me off. So at least last of my life, it's just I'm going to die now. This time I'm going to show him that if I want, I can deny my service. Okay, I'm not going to give him shade. No, no, tree still gives shade to us. We are chopping them just in shade of same tree which we are chopping. So they are that tolerant. So we need to be that tolerant. Trinad api sunichena. Taror avi saishunana. So more tolerant than that. More tolerant than trees. Sounds something like maybe I'm not able to do that. Looks like this lifetime is not enough for me to be more tolerant than that tree. Just thinking that giving first thing, trees are giving everything and we are chopping them off and still they providing shade. Still they are beneficial to us. Still they are serving us in one sense. So a person should be more tolerant than the tree. So maybe we won't be able to be more tolerant than the tree by ourselves. We should try to be as tolerant as we can and keep chanting Krishna Nam. So one day that quality of being more tolerant than the tree will be there within us by the mercy of Sri Nam Prabhu. Sooner that we can get this quality, just we wanted to get it, just buy it in some supermarket and take it with water. It's not something like that. But if we keep trying our best to be tolerant, at least we can be less reactive in some proactive situations. Try our best not to be reactive. Just maybe wait for a bit before reacting. We can start practicing from there. Like, okay, just wait for a few seconds before reacting. We can start with that. So one day, because in this verse, telling these four principles a devotee should follow in his life, along with that, Sriman Mahaprabhu says Kirtaniya Sadahari. So this basically again saying Kirtaniya Sadahari means these qualities we may not be able to achieve it just by our own effort, but we should try to have these qualities. We should put our all effort to get these qualities. But we should never forget Kirtaniya Sadhari. We should never forget to chant Krishna Nam. Because by the mercy of that Krishna Nam, if we try to have these qualities, we walk one step ahead, then the mercy of Krishna Nam, by the mercy of Krishna Nam, Krishna will push us from behind. So one day these qualities will become natural. So here Krishna residing as a Paramatma in heart of every living entities. Here Amanina Manadena, we should never uh, think of getting respect, but we should respect everyone. So here Amanina Manadena, how we can, so how we can, here our acharyas they gave example that a temple may be broken, it's full of dust around and nobody's going anyway there. Doors are broken, windows are broken. Even to enter inside, we have to a few spider nets we have to remove and just enter. Still, temple is temple. Now. We respect temple always. We go and offer obeisances. We didn't say, "Oh, doors are broken, windows are broken, and some spiders moving around, so many rats around. So I'm not going to offer obeisances in temple." No, I don't have respect because the temple is dirty, maybe full of garbage around. Even though temple may be full of garbage, doors and windows broken, lights not working, still we go and offer obeisances. No, we have that respect. Although it doesn't looks like good enough to even to enter, full of garbage around and rats running and here and there. So out of respect, what we do? We try to clean it. We try to fix those doors and windows and lights. So similarly, a person in front, we may not see, oh, we may see all faults in him, everything doesn't seem worthy to get our respect. We are much more senior than them, whatever. Still, as while going temple, there may be garbage, everything not seems to be in proper place. We try to fix it, we try to clean it, and offer danda. Similarly, in each and every living entity, in the heart of each and every living entity, Paramatma is there. So externally, they may seem not worthy to respect, not worthy to have that honor. Still, we should have that respect. And it says, Sriman Mahaprabhu says, Brahmanadi Chandala Kukkuraha Antakari Dandavata Kariveka Bahumanyadhari. So Amanina Manadena, what does Amanina Manadena means? Sriman Mahaprabhu explains, Brahmanadi, whether it's a Shrotriya Brahmana or Chandal, the untouchables, or even the Kukkura Antakari, even dogs, Dandavata Kariveka Bahumanyadhari. Seeing that Paramatma in their heart, we should offer obeisances to everyone. So that's quite a heavy statement here. Sriman Mahaprabhu says what actually Amanina Manadena means. Saying that Paramatma in every living entity's heart, we should be respectful to them. Like how even a temple may be full of dust and everything, still we try to fix it, we try to clean it, and we offer obeisances. We have that respect for temple always. Similarly, it may be dogs, cats, this and that. We should try to liberate them. Maybe some person we just don't like them. They are non-devotees, meat eaters, this, that, whatever they may be. We should try to clean them, and we should be always respectful to them. And here Srimad Bhagavatam says, Pran Medanda Bad Bhuma Vasascha Chandala Gokharam. Even that may be donkey, chandal, whatever it may be. Paramatma is there in the heart of every living entity. So we should be considering that body as a temple. We should be respectful to all the living entities because it's like a temple. Paramatma is inside there. So, regarding this Amanina Manadena, there is a story in Niti Shastra. There was a sadhu in Brajbhumi in Vrindavan, and materially quite educated guy who with diploma, degrees, maybe PhD, everything. So he heard the glories of that sadhu so much that he wanted to go and just be around with that sadhu. So he went Brajbhumi, Vrindavan, and he was there with sadhu for a few weeks, asking, "Oh, please take me in your shelter, this that." And he goes to sadhu and just asks him uh, to be merciful on him. But he had that ego, that ahankar, that I am so learned and I know so many things. I have this degree, that degree. I am quite educated. So he was just going around and trying to show that humbleness. I'm still trying to because he's there to. He has approached sadhu and sees that he was hearing so glories of that sadhu and but he goes there. Sadhu is just busy with his own things. He's just chanting and going around. He don't care for food. He don't care for anything. He's just like, and he was thinking, oh, such a elevated sadhu, so he should be going around in some Mercedes with few people serving him around, carrying just his sadhus fall on the ground. Somebody is picking up for him. He get down from Mercedes, so there is red carpet, and somebody is there with some good fragrant flower and somebody is spraying this chandan spray around. He was basically thinking on that because he's so elevated. So there should be few people just going around serving him. So he should be taking with the big Rajbhog every day with at least 56 items in that, at least, maybe more than that, at least with uh, golden spoon and gold plate because he's elevated sadhu. So he should get all those things. So he was in that mood. So elevated sadhu means with at least minimum with silk dhoti and that's minimum, maybe like few rings. So he goes and he has just a gamsa, he's putting around and just going around chanting, sometimes crying like a madman, just saying Krishna, Krishna and crying, and sometimes just sitting there and laughing for nothing, just that man looking around what he's laughing at. I mean, I can't see anything. And sometimes he's like so serious, just sitting like that. And that guy thinking, why he's so serious? Just now he was laughing. Looks like he has gone completely crazy. And he still, so many people come, see him, offer obeisances, just ask for his mercy. And so he was in like complete dilemma. What is going on here? I mean, I came thinking big sadhu, but it doesn't looks like that big, what I thought. And still, anyway, I came. So maybe I should be around for like few days. So he was around for a few days. So just being in Sadhu Sangha and hearing that chanting of Srinam, he started getting some taste. He started getting some uh, maybe he is sadhu because when I hear him, when I listen to him, it gives some romance. It gives some happiness in my heart. Maybe I should get initiated with him. So just doing sadhu sang and by mercy of Sri Nam Prabhu, listening Krishna Nam, he started getting some respect towards that sadhu. And he wanted to get initiated. He wanted to, okay, please merciful on me. I want to get initiation with you, and I want to be more serious in bhajan. And sadhu, okay, uh, so I can uh, initiate you in this process, but I have one condition. Okay, I'm ready to follow anything. Just give me a, just order me. Uh, After I initiate with you in this process, so you should submit something as a Guru Dakshina. So you should give something. He told, I can give anything, just ask. He told, get something worthless than you in this world, which worth less than you, which have less value than of you. And this guy, wow, such a easy thing. I mean, most of the thing this in this world is worthless than me anyway. Such a easy thing to get around. I can. Okay, it's just by tomorrow morning I can get it. He told, no, take your time. I give you 7 days. After 7 days, you can bring it. And he's just going all around, trying to find something worthless than him in every respect. It's not that worthless in one thing, but completely worthless. But in each and every matter, it's worthless than you. So he goes around, see something, and he try to analyze. Okay, so he takes some fruits, and he thinks, okay, it's worthless in every aspect. Then again thinks, no, it tastes good. It gives vitamins to body. It gives energy. It's good for body. So maybe it's worthy at least in one thing. So he takes this, takes that. He goes around and try to find out slowly. It's 6 days already, and he cannot find anything that's completely worthless in every aspect. So now he's worried. Looks like in world, because along with that order from the sadhu, he was already, he got so much mercy that sadhu he is speaking already with him. So he started figuring out. Looks like there's nothing in this world which is like worthless than me in every aspect. Okay, I cannot find something. Looks like, and it's already sixth day, and sixth day, sadhu he saw him, told, so you got your Guru Dakshina because tomorrow is seventh day. Well, he's saying by tomorrow morning I'll get it. Don't worry, I'll get it by tomorrow morning. And next day morning, uh, he's still thinking. Whole night he's thinking what I should get, because almost everything in the world have some worth in some aspect. So next day morning, he went washroom and just he was clearing up his stomach. He thought maybe this stool is worthless. This is worthless in every aspect. Now he's thinking how I should take this. I mean, how I should take it. Whatever it may be. He just got some leaves from jungle. He just took it and he was just going to carry it in hand. Sadhu was just coming from that side to take bath. And he saw this guy is trying to take off his own stool in his hand. Asked, oh, wait, what are you doing? You told to get something completely worthless in every aspect. So this is only the thing I can find. Told, what? Yeah, this is only the thing. So it's not that thing worthless. That was Naivedya from Devata before it came in your association. After you took it, became worthless. It was so worthy. People used to offer obeisances to prasad. It was prasad before it came in your association. How it can be worthless? Actually, that prasad transformed itself to this position just to serve you and make you happy. So how it can be worthless than you? Well, that makes sense. I mean, prasad sacrificed its constitutional position, being so respected, just to serve you, became worthless. So how it can be worthless than you? It became worthless than you because it was serving you, because that prasad was making you happy. To make you happy, it became worthless. So one who sacrificed its own position to make somebody else happy, how it can be worthless than a person who is enjoying it and making it worthless? Okay, makes sense. Then this gift, this Guru Dakshina are not going to work. And he saw a worm just walking in that stool. And he's just trying to pick that up, There is something worthless. And he's just stressing to pick that up and asked, "What you are doing? I saw that worm that in the stool. That may be worthless than me." Told, "Well, when a person like you makes such a prasad worthless like stool, then these bugs, these worms, they come, they eat it and transform it into the soil in which we again can grow the grains. So all the things you did to that prasad to make such a unworthy, this worm coming here and making that stool again into something such a worthy that again we can grow grains on that and we can consume that. So how that can be more unworthy than you? How it can be worthless than you? Then okay, let me think. You go take bath and go. Now let me think, because that's all I could find, and still it looks much more. That worth is much more than mine. So let me think. I'll come. Today is seventh day, so I'll come there to for initiation. I'm coming there, but let me think. Still, I'll try to find something. And he's just sitting there. Looks like I'm much more unworthy than that stool and the worms in the stool. So what I can take for him, which is completely worthless in every aspect. So Sadhu Baba, he took his bath, he did his Sandhya and left. And then he goes, after taking bath, this guy goes, so looks like in this world, I'm the most worthless guy in the world, because even the stool and worms in the stool have more worth than me, more value than me. So I just brought myself to you. That's only I have. That's only a thing which I can bring. So I just brought myself to you as a Guru Dakshina. Then Sadhu says to him, "You are initiated. Your process is started now. Now you are in the process of attending Sri Krishna Prem. Actually, now you are qualified to be Nama Premi. Now you are actually in that position for Kirtaniya Sadahari. So now you are initiated. Yes, you got that. So this should be our stage. This should be our thought, and this is actually our position. We are so worthless that whatever comes, how good, how better, how good it may be, whatever comes in our association, whatever touches us, we're just going to completely finish that. I mean, make it completely unworthy, worthless. So whatever comes in association with this body we are carrying becomes worthless. And still, we think we need some external factor to make us humble. I mean, once we realize that how unworthy we are, like this guy realized with the Sangha of Sadhu, that day, nobody is needed to make us humble, We get that humility naturally. So that can be happened by mercy of Sadhu and mercy of Harinam. Because of that, Sriman Mahaprabhu, by giving these four principles, amanina, don't aspect for any respect everyone, amanina manavin, and first he says, be humble than a blade of grass, and then he says, be tolerant than a tree, and without uh, expecting for any respect, give respect to everyone. But along with these four principles, he says, Kirtaniya Sadahari. So if we don't have these qualities naturally, we should keep chanting Kirtaniya Sadahari. We should keep doing Sankirtan. We should keep chanting Srinam. Then the day will come. All these qualities become natural qualities within us. by the mercy of Sri Nam Prabhu. So today is our last day of this program going on here. So maybe if we have some question, we can just try to answer. We tried to go for all 8 verse, but well, it was not possible. So we end in third. So maybe next time we can start from 4th verse and move ahead. So any questions? Okay.
You mentioned that the offences, and one offence is to minimize the names.
Mm-hmm.
The names can be sometimes thought to be beneficial to make clarity in the mind.
Yeah.
But if you are trying to convince somebody somehow or other to begin chanting, is it offensive then to suggest to them that they have mental disturbances, that this will be good for them to chant?
No, that's basically we are doing for the sake of optimum benefit of that guy, and we are trying to connect a jiva with Paramatma, the Atma with Paramatma. We are trying to bring that soul to back to Krishna. So that time uh, we are not trying to minimize the glories of holy name, but we are trying to make somebody to chant the holy name that someday we will understand the real glories of holy name. So that's difference in the bhava. But although knowing all the glories, we are just thinking, we are just chanting to make ourselves focused on something. Although knowing all the glories, then that is offensive. But just to connect somebody with Bhagavan Sri Krishna, so that they will understand the glories of holy name in its reality. So that's basically no. Okay. Muktinath name itself suggests uh, that one who gives mukti, liberation. So it's in different scriptures mentioned, and it's confirmed by Alvars from Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya and Ramanujacharya, all those acharyas. It's confirmed that after visiting all these Char Dham, uh, Badrinath, Dwarka, Jagannath Puri, Rameshwaram, until and unless we visit Muktinath, we don't get liberated, mukti from this bondage of birth and death. So after visiting this Char Dham, if we do yatra of a Muktinath, how a sinful person may be, he will get uh, this, he will get liberated from bondage of birth and death. So Muktinath basically it's in the bank of Gandaki river, and just above the Muktinath there is Damodar Kunda, from where all Bhagavan Shaligram pops up from that Damodar Kunda and flows all the way to Gandaki river. So from Galeswar up to Damodar Kunda, it's called Gandak Kshetra, Shaligram Parvat. That whole mountain is called Shaligram Parvat, and we find Shaligram there. And that place is called Prakrit Garvagriha, means Garvagriha, natural Garvagriha, Prakrit Garvagriha. So whenever Lords want to manifest, show his forms, so that's Garvagriha, that place. And the most surprising, funny thing there is, morning and evening, all Muktinath Bhagavan, his form of Lord Vishnu, is being worshipped as per Agama Vidhi, as per Pancharatrika Vidhi, and daytime he is being worshipped in Buddhist system of worship. So they have all mukuts and everything, dress, everything looks like Buddhist. And morning and evening he looks like Mukti Narayan. He looks like Narayan. So that's I've seen many devotees they visiting and they reach there and saying, "He is Buddha. Where is Muktinath? Where is Narayan?" Actually, to see Narayan, we have to visit either morning or evening. He is in Narayan form. So daytime he is in Buddha form. And Buddhist, they believe all the forms of Buddha. There are different 24 forms of Buddha. So all those forms of Buddha are incarnation of Muktinath. So basically, that's the place for Buddhist and Hindus both. And sometimes devotees just get confused because he have that mukut and dress, everything looks like some Buddhist style. So they say, oh, this is Buddha. Say, "No, where is Mukti Narayan Bhagavan here?" And nearby Muktinath, there is Pitri Tirtha called Kagveni, where they offer uh, their homage to their ancestors. And just next to Muktinath Bhagavan, there is Narsingha Gompa, Buddhist version of Bhagavan Narsimhadev. He looks like, for me at least, looks like some type of funny, but he is Narsimhadev in Buddhist version. First time I went, I was because it's written Narsing Gompa, and I asked some Buddhists there what Narsing Gompa means. They told we have one Bhagavan, half tiger and half man. They call him half tiger, half tiger and a half man. So a form of Buddha. Then I was saying, oh, it's Narsingadev. They call Narsing Gompa. So basically, these things are there, uh, and obviously, it's a place of Bhagavan Shaligram. Ramanuswamy, 1100 years back, 1000 years back, when he went to Muktinath, he reached Goleshwar. And Bhagavan Ramanus, he stopped there. He offered his obeisances and he's returning from there. And there were his disciples together with him. And we told, we haven't reached Muktinath, it's just Goleshwar. We have like all day to walk from here. He says, no, I'm not going up. And his disciples asked, why? He told, from here starts Saligram Parvat. So each stone we step on Saligram. How I can step on Bhagavan himself? How I can step on Narayana? So I'm not going. Then his disciples carried him in Palki and took him to Muktinath. Okay, you're not going to step, we step, no problem. We carry you in Palki and take you. So Ramanujacharya, he went that way. And obviously we know Radharaman, he is from that place. He is from Gandaki. Goswamiji, he bought Shaligram from Gandaki. He was taking bath and every time he gets Shaligram in his hand. So he just, few times he put them back in river because our Goswamis, they didn't had temples those days. They didn't have time to build temples and be busy with management. They were just not even staying below the tree, even the same tree for second day. So they used to just go around. So he told, I cannot take care of them. I have nothing. I'm just a Kopin and Agamsa. So he didn't wanted to take them, but they keep coming in his hand. So he took them, and he wanted to serve them with nice dress and everything. So they just came in the form of Radharaman. So they are from Gandaki. Every time I go Vrindavan, I has to just be near Radharaman for whole day and just staring at them. And once Pujari, he asked me, I have seen you like you just keep here and keep staring at them almost like for 2 hours, 3 hours. Why? I asked. I just feel them. I just by seeing them, I just feel like homely. They are mine. They belongs to me. They belongs to us. And he asked, "You from Nepal?" I told, "Yes." Yeah, I've seen few like this Nepalese who comes and stare 2 hours. It is like that. He was like, so they are from there. So it's basically place of Bhagavan Shaligram Muktinath.